Hey K-popers, and welcome back to Hallyu. Today, we're going to celebrate the life of one of K-pop's most treasured idols, Kim Jonghyun of SHINee. It's no exaggeration that Jonghyun changed SM entertainment, K-pop, and Korean society, and his legacy lives on stronger than ever to this day. So, we're going to talk about how Jonghyun changed what it meant to be a K-pop idol, then we'll look at how he became a fearless advocate for youth, the underprivileged, and the discriminated against, and finally, we'll talk about his tragic passing and how his legacy continues to make the entertainment industry a better place for everyone. Before we get started, a quick thank you to Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to be on this list and show off your bias group to everyone watching, you can support my work on Patreon. Patrons also have a say in lots of videos before they're released, so if you want to leave your mark on Hallyu, come join us over on Patreon. So let's talk about this wonderful artist and what he achieved. Kim Jonghyun was born on April 8th, 1990. At age 15, he was scouted by SM Entertainment after playing in a song festival with his band at school. 3 years later, after joining SM and lots of hard work while training, he debuted in the 5-member boy group SHINee on May 25th, 2008 with the iconic song Replay. Now, what was truly revolutionary about Jonghyun's musical career is that he really did it all. He was a dancer, a vocalist, a songwriter, a lyricist, and even a composer. And it all started in 2009, a year after SHINee's debut. In 2009, SM Entertainment was notorious for clamping down on artist freedoms and creativity. They had the vision, they produced the songs, and that was that. But with Jonghyun, there was an exception. SM must have seen his potential because they let Jonghyun write the lyrics for SHINee's 4th single Juliet, which was off of their second EP called Romeo. Jonghyun was inspired by the classic love story and had the goal of writing a romance story that was both interesting and relatable to their fans. So how did it go? Well, Jonghyun was rewarded immensely when SHINee took their first music show in for Juliet. Take a look at just how overwhelmed he was at the success after all of his hard work had paid off.
샤이니가 1위 발표를 듣자마자 또 이렇게 눈물 흘리는군요. 네, 아이고, 네. 아이고.
Jonghyun was a rare example of second-generation idols who were given creative leeway, and he proved just how successful they can be when that freedom is given to a person as talented as he was. Jonghyun got his first taste of composing in 2013 when he composed a song called A Gloomy Clock, which he actually also co-wrote as a duet. He gave the song to IU as a gift, and in fact the song is on IU's third album Modern Times, and it features Jonghyun singing too. Here's a quick sample of it for you guys. He also composed the song Red Candle that year, which was sung by soloist Son Jambi. Then, in 2015, Jonghyun began his solo career with the EP Base, which featured a pre-release track called Deja Vu and the lead single Crazy Guilty Pleasure. The album received critical acclaim and easily reached #1 on both Billboard and Gaon. People praised his involvement in the creative process, as well as breaking out of that SM bubble and collaborating with other artists like Zion T, Yoonha, and Wee Sung. Collaborations between artists from different labels is much more common nowadays, so it might not seem that crazy. But remember, this is 5 years ago at SM. It was a big deal. Jonghyun continued composing many excellent songs for EXO, Lim Kim, Taemin, and many others, including Lee Hi's legendary ballad Breathe. He also spent multiple years hosting a radio show for MBC, performing at many solo concerts, continuing his stellar solo career with further EPs, and so much more. He really was an all-star in the industry, and he was heavily respected by his peers. But it wasn't just his musical prowess that made Jonghyun stand out to fans like you and I, and to the K-pop industry as a whole. Jonghyun was truly a beacon of hope for youth around the world and for the LGBTQ+ community. And keep in mind that South Korea is actually a very conservative country, and though progress has been made in recent years, currently same-sex marriage is not legal and there are no protections in place for discrimination relating to the LGBTQ+ community. Jonghyun was a fearless critic of this resistance to social progress even back in 2013. Despite backlash from online trolls and conservative groups, Jonghyun used his fame and reach for good by personally responding to a bisexual and transgender college student who was calling out discrimination in her community. He praised the student for, quote, speaking out that different doesn't mean it's wrong, and he encouraged a wave of discussion supporting LGBTQ+ rights among student populations. Jonghyun was also a voice for youth on several occasions, one notable time being when Nepal was devastated by an earthquake in April of 2015. He rallied his fans to support the children in Nepal who were affected and had lost their homes and their schools. He also spoke out for youth at home in South Korea, when on his birthday he paid tribute to victims of the Sewol ferry disaster, pleading with his followers to please remember these children. In case you're not familiar with it, the Sewol ferry disaster is often viewed as a societal failure where young people paid the price for the older generation's failures. You can check out an in-depth look at how K-pop responded to this disaster in a previous deep dive that I did exactly on this subject. When it comes down to it, Jonghyun truly just cared about improving other people's lives and inspiring positive change. Take a look at this clip where he surprises a fan at her job, helps her finish her work for the night, and consoles her after she shares her struggles in failing to get into college.
어찌 보면 그럴 수도 있겠지만 걔들보다 네가 더 경험이 있는 거니까 1년 정도 네가 더 고민한 시간이 있는 거니까 네가 더 유리한 걸 수도 있지.
Jonghyun was an outstandingly talented, trailblazing artist and an advocate for those who desperately needed a voice, which made his sudden passing all the more shocking and heartbreaking for everyone. On December 18, 2017, Jonghyun checked into a rented apartment in the Gangnam district of Seoul, never to walk out. After receiving KakaoTalk messages from Jonghyun with the words "last goodbye" and "say I did well," his older sister frantically called the police. When police arrived, Jonghyun was in cardiac arrest and police found burning cold briquettes on a frying pan. Despite their best efforts, he was declared dead at Konkuk University Hospital at 6:32 p.m. Following his death, a 3-day public funeral was held and attended by many celebrities including IU, EXO, BTS, Girls' Generation, and BoA. And of course, countless fans also showed up to show their support for the late artist. Jonghyun had actually already finished the composition, recording, and MV filming for an upcoming EP that month before his death, so in January 2018, the EP Poet Artist was released posthumously, with all profits being given to Jonghyun's mother. Just how wonderful of a person Jonghyun was is evident in the reactions from others around him. I think this is most notable with IU, who was one of Jonghyun's closest friends for a long time. At her 2018 concert, which was almost 1 year to the day after his death, IU added an unexpected song to her setlist. As you can see here, she got up and changed her microphone out for one that was colored aqua, the official color of SHINee. She then said, "I really hope this song will reach the person I really miss," and sang A Gloomy Clock, the song Jonghyun had gifted her 5 years earlier, the very first song he composed in his illustrious career. At the Year in Music show shortly after his death, several groups including EXO, Red Velvet, GOT7, Super Junior, and NCT 127 also donned all-black outfits with an embroidered patch that read RIP JH. SM Entertainment also erected a memorial for 4 months outside of their COEX SM atrium to honor Jonghyun. Perhaps the most important thing to come out of Jonghyun's death, though, was the conversation and subsequent action that it forced. That the harsh, competitive, and taxing atmosphere of the entertainment industry in Korea needed a fundamental rethink. The pressure to succeed was a recipe for depression, anxiety, and countless other mental health problems. That's where the SHINee Foundation comes in, a charitable organization that was founded by Jonghyun's mom. The wonderful foundation helps children, aspiring trainees, and underprivileged artists to be successful, get recognized, and get all the support that they need. The group's services include supporting artists who don't have an agency, supporting other teams who are making a positive impact through arts and culture, providing scholarships for young people who are working towards becoming artists, providing psychological counseling by phone, email, and in person, holding special lectures in schools on mental health, and supporting urgent living expenses for families of aspiring artists who are struggling to get by. The SHINee Foundation is something Jonghyun's mom had wanted to start for a long time, and though she regrets waiting to begin that journey until after Jonghyun left us, the work they do truly ensures that Jonghyun's legacy will shine bright forever. And it moved SM Entertainment to action too, as they put their money where their mouth is. The label donated $810,000 to the SHINee Foundation on its launch, and it continues to regularly have charitable auctions and fundraisers that benefit the SHINee Foundation. It's undeniable that the life and death of Chinese Kim Jonghyun changed K-pop forever. Jonghyun spearheaded the creative freedoms and collaborations that we often take for granted nowadays in K-pop. He was a voice for so many people who didn't have one, and he wasn't afraid to help those in need. And now, every single day, his brilliant life's work lives on thanks to the SHINee Foundation and its impact on improving the lives of K-pop artists. I think I speak for all of us, not just Shawls, when I say, Jonghyun, though you left us far too soon, we're so grateful for everything you did before you left. We'll always be with you, and you with us. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that celebration of Jonghyun's life and the tribute to his legacy. Let me know what moment from Jonghyun's life stands out to you down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching this deep dive, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the future stories like this and the K-pop news and entertainment that's coming to you guys every single week here at Hallyu. This has been Deep Dive number 22, Jonghyun.